Peace. Damn. Happy now. Now's the vibrate. The rate at which we're vibing. I be looking off. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now. I want to speak on manganese and how, quote unquote, empaths should be careful on their intake of manganese or foods that are high in manganese. Now, I'm not super well versed on the information of the fruit and vegetable kingdom or certain foods that are high in manganese. I'm not too familiar with. But I can tell you of a few crystals, that may help with that situation. To name a few, as a matter of fact, in most cases, manganese, like crystals with manganese in it, are normally have like a pink or fuchsia or magenta type of color to it. But like rhodonite, rhodocrosite, epidote. Which the epidote too, I think that's more of like almost like the unakite as well. Like I think like the little pink part in the unakite may be manganese as well. Also spinal and marganite. Marganite is a beryl, and don't forget beryls. When they look under these certain microscopes that map out like atomic structure, the atoms are shaped like in the shape of the flower of life in all beryls. So that's like emerald, something else. Emerald, marganite, aquamarine, I think is a beryl as well, But all these carry that vibration, that unconditional love vibration from their atomic structure, all the beryls. So that's something to think about. But marganite carries that manganese, and also rose quartz, that pink color. And also manganese, main reason it does a bunch of things. But what I'm speaking on right now is that manganese also encourages empathy and sometimes sensitivity, and it brings out like the warmth of the heart and generosity. You know what I'm saying? And that warmth of the heart and that generosity and that empathy and sensitivity, that may not be a great thing for somebody that's already oversensitive, already, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody who's, not only they're quote unquote empath, but with their zodiac signs and stuff like that, like I think is what it is, a Cancer that's a little more into the emotions or whatever, because, dealing with the moon energy. Because another thing, so be aware, like if you're an empath, you don't want to be intaking, and I say empath, if you're a person sensitive, very, very extremely sensitive to energy, you don't want to be eating foods heavy or high in manganese, and you don't want to deal with crystals high in manganese because you may become oversensitive, you know what I'm saying? You may also start taking on too much of the outside environment as well, so you want to be careful with that. So like when moon cycles, especially for moon cycles, you want to lower the manganese intake, because again, that's going to amplify that empathy and sensitivity and encourage you, what I'm saying, to be more, more passive in essence too, because again, the spiritual warfare that's going on right now is the psyops of spirituality is causing people, or they're trying to make people like extremely passive. It's like, oh, God is only peace, and even though y'all fucking over us and all this, we just gonna be peaceful and hold hands. Like, nah. Of course, it's an asterisk by that. Of course, it doesn't mean like we just want to play their game and just like, all right, well, let's fight type of situation. No, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But you also just don't lay down and think, that just meditating all day, every day without no type of actions is gonna, get the job done. For some people though, again, another asterisk, for some people Philosopher's Stone so strong that they do us a better service, non-physically than physically. Like there's some monk somewhere that, it would be better for them to meditate than to be trying to, do a bunch of physical work or something, you know what I'm saying? Like they would be more beneficial meditating and visualizing the situation compared to others, you know. So it is that level to each his own. But again, with being sensitive to energy, when you put manganese on top of that, that'll just, you know, overly sensitize you, you know, basically making you overly sensitive. So when that full moon come through and all these emotions, like, and now you just sensitive to, and two, because again, if you're already oversensitive or you're already nice and empathetic, now you about to turn into now you about to turn into a doormat. You know, now people really about to walk over you, really about, you know, because again, unfortunately, I said I'm eliminating that word from my vocabulary. But let's just say the way the situation is, though, is what I was gonna say. I forgot. These moments been popping up a lot more lately. The better it is a thing, like, cause if y'all pay attention, my videos where I'm like not flowing with the information as much. I'm not really, even though, and what's funny, I'm not flowing with the information much, but I'm stuttering more, like in those older videos, like in the videos when I'm not clicking, it's like I'm stuttering and reaching for words more, but I don't really have those forgetful moments. And I guess too, because the reason why I'm studying, keep trying to hold on to like certain informations and ideas, so that's why it got me like jitterily speaking, you know what I'm saying, or like jittering when I'm speaking. But compared to like when I'm just intuitively, like when I'm going with the flow and just bringing down information, like, because again, and I done spoke on this, like when you're pulling down information from a channel or just bringing down information in general, like, it's almost like trying to hold on to the past and move forward in your life. Like, as I'm giving you this information, you know, I can't get the next new information if I'm still trying to hold on to the point I was making from the beginning of the information, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you gotta give one, you know what I'm saying? Either you're gonna try to hold on to this little point you was trying to make, or you just gonna fully express the information and let it be what it is, because people could still get the gist of what you're talking about from it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I'll take the little memory lapse, then I'll take the little brain farts. if that means it allows for me to channel information almost in a ceaseless, you know, type of vibe. I mean, because the only reason why, in essence, it's stopping is because I'm trying to bring it back to some type of point. But again, not being able to grab the point because I'm so, you know. And two, when I do have those moments and still get back to where I was, that's because I didn't fight to try to, all right, let me try to remember where I was. It's like, all right, notice that when I have those moments, I just keep it moving, and then bam, all of a sudden, like, this where you was. I'm like, oh, dang, you know what I'm saying? It was like that type of vibe. So, but just definitely, if you're very sensitive to energy, be careful on your manganese intakes from your food, and be careful of the manganese or like a heavily crystals with a heavy manganese content. You definitely don't want to overly work with, and you definitely want to be careful of these things during moon cycles, because moon cycles amplify this emotions and sensitivity, and you don't want that piled up with being a quote-unquote empath and over consumption of manganese too. You know, then you're just gonna be all in your feelings, you know. But that's basically it. Just wanted to share that with y'all, you know. Until you see the correlation, rose quartz, what it deals with, you know, love, unconditional love and empathy on all levels, you know. Rhodonite, rhodochrosite, that's all like pink, you know, crystals, epidote, you know, argonite. It's all dealing with that unconditional love, that empathetic vibe, you know. And they also have you know, more manganese than other crystals in the crystal kingdom. So see that correlation as well. But be careful with your manganese intake. That's the moral to the story. Peace. And again, and before I go to, just a reminder, y'all, to be strong too, moving out of that vibe of, I'm an empath and I'm sensitive to energy. Now, of course, you want to be aware and recognize, because it is a fact, though, that we are sensitive to energy, but it's getting out of that mode of, like, woe is me, complaining I am, like I say, I'm powerless to everybody else vibration, please help me. Like, you got to get away from that vibe, and get strong, because that's another reason why I allow for myself to be in environments where I get that from so many empaths. Like, bro, how are you here, or how are you able to stand that vibration? Like, like, bro, I'd lose it if I was here. It's like, bro, because I'm practicing not you know trying to be around people, because as I continuously do it, then I continuously see the little parts of, well, all right, these thoughts is not me. So I constantly know, all right, when I go out, bam, after the first 10 minutes, these thoughts that's about to start coming is going to be a mixture of my thoughts and others. So be aware. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where consciousness come in. And where we just got to be more conscious, is not, more meditation, things of this nature. So, you could be able to go in some of these environments, because, of course, being sensitive to energy, it's just some environments that we're not just gonna be in all the time. It's just a fact. Like, it's just too much people all the time. It's just not, we'll lose ourselves, literally, as a person sensitive to energy and being quote unquote empathetic or empath, you will lose yourself being around others for too long. You will literally start being the people you are around and won't be yourself anymore. And other people, that's how you could tell other people are not empaths, because they don't realize the seriousness of that. Anybody who's not a true extrovert, or I should say introvert, I should say, that's like, truly, like, stay away from people, and most of the time, then they don't really get it. And that's in most cases. You like how I'm building my strength with my empathetic abilities, where I'm able to go out and about. But for the most part, at the end of the day, you still gotta have some type of by yourself time. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll definitely start acting like the people around you. And depending on the situation, you definitely don't want that to be happening. Definitely. But I digress. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now.